David, that was the first thing I asked. How are the kids? Yeah, okay, how are the kids? Not, how are you? You don't get conversations like this when things are going well. Phone calls like ours only happen when you've spent several years hurting and being hurt, until every word you utter or hear becomes coded and loaded, as complicated and as full of subtext as a bleak and brilliant play. I'm sorry. Do you care how I am? To be honest, David, I don't need to ask how you are. I can hear how you are. Healthy enough to look after 2 children while simultaneously sniping at me, and very, very aggrieved for reasons that remain obscure, although I'm sure you'll enlighten me. What makes you think I'm aggrieved? You're the definition of aggrieved, permanently. Bollocks. David, you make your living from being aggrieved. This is true, partly. David's only steady income derives from a column he contributes to our local newspaper. The column is illustrated by a photograph of him snarling at the camera and is subtitled, "The Angriest Man in Holloway." The last one I could bear to read was a diatribe against old people who travelled on buses. Why did they never have their money ready? Why wouldn't they use the seats set aside for them at the front of the bus? Why did they insist on standing up 10 minutes before their stop, thus obliging them to fall over frequently in an alarming and undignified fashion? In case you hadn't noticed, possibly because you never bothered to fucking read me, my column is ironic. I laughed, ironically. Well, please excuse the inhabitants of 32 Webster Road if the irony is lost on us. We wake up with the angriest man in Holloway every day of our lives. What's the point of all this? I don't know. You got cross about me not asking how you were. Yeah. How are you? Fuck off. We said nothing for a while, and I was suddenly and sickeningly struck by how well I knew this silence. And, of course, it's not really silence at all. You can hear the expletive-ridden chatter of your own anger, the blood that pounds in your ears. The truth is, there was no link between domestic inquiry and the decision to divorce. That's why I can't find it. I just launched in. I'm so tired of this, David. Of what? This. Rowing all the time. The silences, the bad atmosphere, all this poison. Oh, that. Delivered as if the venom had somehow dripped into our marriage through a leaking roof he'd been meaning to fix. Yeah, well, too late now. I took a deep breath. Maybe not. What does that mean? Do you really want to live the rest of your life like this? No, of course not. Are you suggesting an alternative? Yes, I suppose I am. Would you care to tell me what it is? You know what it is. Of course I do. But I want you to be the first one to mention it. And by this stage, I really didn't care. Do you want a divorce? I want it on record that it wasn't me who said it. Fine. You, not me. Me, not you. Come on, David. I'm trying to talk about a sad, grown-up thing, and you still want to score points. So I can tell everyone you asked for a divorce, out of the blue. Oh, it's completely out of the blue, isn't it? I mean, there's been no sign of this, has there? And is that what you're interested in doing? Telling everyone? Is that the point of it for you? I'm getting straight on the phone as soon as we've finished. I want to spin my version before you can spin yours. Oh, okay, well, I'll just stay on the phone then. And then, sick of myself and him, I did the opposite and hung up. Which is how come I have ended up tossing and turning in a Leeds hotel room, occasionally swearing with frustration, turning the light and the TV on and off, and generally making my lover's life a misery. Oh, I suppose he should go into the film synopsis somewhere. They got married. He got fat and grumpy. She got desperate and grumpy. She took a lover. Listen, I'm not a bad person. I'm a doctor. One of the reasons I wanted to become a doctor was because I thought it would be a good rather than exciting or well-paid or glamorous thing to do. I liked how it sounded. I want to be a doctor. I'm training to be a doctor. I'm a GP in a small North London practice. I thought it made me seem just right. Professional, kind of brainy, not too flashy, respectable, mature, caring. Anyway, I'm a good person, a doctor, and I'm lying in a hotel bed with a man I don't know very well called Stephen, and I've just asked my husband for a divorce. "You all right?" Stephen asks me. I can't look at him. A couple of hours ago his hands were all over me, and I wanted them there too, but now I don't want him in the bed, in the room, in Leeds. Bit restless. I get out of bed and get dressed. I'm going for a walk. But even as I'm saying it, I realize I'm not coming back. I want to be at home, rowing and crying and feeling guilty about the mess we're about to make of our children's lives. I'm home by 6, home to a sleeping house, so I doze on the sofa. I'm happy to be back in the house, despite mobile phone calls and lovers. I'm happy to feel the warmth of my oblivious children seeping down through the creaking floorboards. I don't want to go to the marital bed, not because of Stephen, but because I have not yet decided whether I'll ever sleep with David again. What would be the point? But then, what is the point anyway, divorce or no divorce? It's strange, however bad things get. Sharing a bed has never been problematic. It's the rest of life that horrifies. There have been times recently when the sight of David awake, active, conscious, walking and talking, has made me want to retch. So acute is my loathing of him. At night, though, it's a different story. We still make love in a half-hearted, functional way. But it's not the sex. It's more that we've worked out sleeping in the last 20-odd years and how to do it together. I've developed contours for his elbows and knees and bum, and nobody else quite fits into me, especially not Stephen, who, despite being all sorts of things that you think might recommend him to a woman looking for a bed partner, seems to have body parts in all the wrong places. And when David's asleep, I can turn him back into the person I still love. I can impose my idea of what David should be, used to be, onto his sleeping form, and the 7 hours I spend with that David just about gets me through the next day with the other David. So I doze on the sofa, and then Tom comes down in his pyjamas, puts the TV on, gets a bowl of cereal, sits down on an armchair and watches cartoons. He doesn't look at me, doesn't say anything. "Good morning," I say cheerily. "Hi. How was school yesterday?" But he's gone now. The curtains have been drawn over the 2-minute window of conversational opportunity that my son offers in the morning. I get up and put the kettle on. Molly's next down, already dressed in her school clothes. She stares at me. "You said you were going away." "I came back. Missed you too much." Last, but not least, comes David, in his customary t-shirt and boxer shorts. "What are you doing here?" "I just came to check up on your parenting skills when I'm not around." "I'm impressed. You're last up, the kids get their own breakfast, the telly's on." I'm being unfair, of course, because this is how life works whether I'm here or not. But I'm a firm believer in preemptive retaliation. "So," he says, "this 2-day course finished a day early. You all talk crap at twice the normal speed?" I wasn't in the mood. "I can imagine. What sort of mood are you in? Shall we talk later, when the kids have gone to school?" "Oh, yeah, right. Later." This last word he spat out with profound but actually mystifying bitterness, as if I were famous for doing things later, as if every